It probably wouldn't surprise you to know that amongst all of the beautiful cities in Spain, Madrid and Barcelona tops the list in terms of attracting visitors. But what if I were to say to you that you would be missing out on the full Spanish experience by not looking into the warmer southern cities of Spain? Today, I will be highlighting some of the must-visit attractions situated specifically in Malaga City and Nerja, which share a long coast along the stunning Mediterranean Sea that is known for having some of the most beautiful beaches incorporating some of the most stunning views. The region is also known for having tall scenic mountains, but also equally as beautiful underground caves, amongst other impressive landmarks and museums. So, stick around as we go through my top 10 recommendations for things to do when visiting the cities of Malaga and Nerja, Spain. So, one of the great things about touring around Malaga City is that most of the attractions can be seen on foot as they are relatively close to each other. However, to make the foot tour, I would highly recommend bringing comfortable footwear as well as water to keep yourself hydrated, as a large portion of the exhibits are outdoors and in some cases involve climbing a lot of stairs and steep hills. This will be specifically the case if you decide to visit the Castillo de Alfado castle, which is situated at the very top of a 434-foot high hill that overlooks Malaga City as well as the Malaga port. However, for the small price of €1.40, you can also take bus number 35 from the Malaga city center to get to the castle. But to get the full experience of the entire exhibit, I would recommend getting to the top of the hill by taking the designated footpath. Simply follow the signs for the Castillo de Alfado and slowly begin making your way up the busy pathway. Despite the trek being somewhat of a workout, I enjoyed the views that were being provided by the surroundings. The path looked very rustic while also having colorful flowers lining the walkway. The higher you got, the better the view of the city became, which actually motivates you to keep the steady pace uphill. On the way up, you will also encounter musicians who also aim to set the ambiance for the hill. And at a certain point along the path, you will notice the iconic Spanish bull ring called La Magalhueta, which can seat roughly 9,000 spectators for a toreador spectacle. If this is something that piques your curiosity, you can easily attend a show if you are visiting the city during the summer months. I will leave links to the website down below in the description section of this video. At the very top of the hill, you are rewarded with a phenomenal unobstructed view of Malaga City and its port along the Mediterranean Sea. Now, because the castle is a popular attraction in the city, there was about a 15-minute wait to purchase the tickets from the ticket machine that accepted both euros and credit cards as a method of payment. The general admission ticket for the Castillo de Alfado castle was a meager €3.50 per adult. For additional information on pricing and packaging for other activities, I will leave links down below in the description section of this video. As we walked along the main corridor that led to the main entrance of the fortress, I became very impressed with how well the structure was preserved, given that it was built way back in the 1300s. Its main purpose at that time was to serve as a watchtower and to house military troops that would serve to protect the Alcasaba, just down below, from any foreign ambushes. We will talk a bit more about the Alcasaba in just a minute, but when we reached the main entrance, we were greeted with a beautiful courtyard that had a stunning wide view of the Monte de Malaga just behind the structure. Not only this, as we walked around the fortress, we saw the vast network of narrow pathways that were intentionally made to restrict the flow of any potential intruders. Movement along these walls was restricted to a single formation, so clearly great minds were at work in designing the fortress. To get the optimal 360-degree view of the city, I would recommend climbing a few more steps to get to the elevated platform that reveals the surrounding beauty of what is Malaga City. From here, you can better see the 21,300 square meter area of the fortress that also includes the surrounding fortified walkway. I can only imagine what a sunset would look like from this perspective and elevation. Now, if you feel that you will enjoy what the Castillo de Alfado has to offer, you will likely take an interest in the Alcasaba situated just down the hill. The Alcasaba, in fact, also makes part of the entire fortress, but it was also used as a palace for the rulers of that time. Not only was it a robust compound, but it was a luxurious space to spend time as it had a sophisticated courtyard. Although situated lower compared to the Castillo de Alfado, it still possessed beautiful corridors to walk through and visually enjoy. While in the vicinity, be sure to also visit the Roman theater that was built on the west slope of the Alcasaba. Apparently, the theater was used for performances, but also for a point in time as a cemetery. The theater was buried for centuries until it was recently discovered again in 1951, so it's definitely an opportunity to witness another ancient part of Spanish history and to marvel at the engineering and architectural designs used during that time. Now, while the first 4 locations are impressive open structures, you will absolutely not want to overlook the nearby Malaga Cathedral that can actually be seen from the top of the Alfado Castle. With its size alone, it can't be missed. Gazing from the outside, it can be seen that the cathedral has a tremendous amount of carvings and fine details. But it's when you take a look at the inside that you truly begin to grasp the amount of skilled labor that went into building the structure. Here you will find beautiful tall ceilings that house choir stalls, stunning sculptures, and a set of 18th century organs that have over 4,000 pipes. Surprisingly, these organs are still functional till this day, which is a testament to the high level of craftsmanship involved in their development. Originally, the location was home to a mosque before it was redeveloped for Christian worship in the 1500s. What was good about the exhibit is that there were also handsets available that vocally relay interesting facts about the cathedral. Not only this, but before leaving the cathedral, you also have the option to visit their on-site museum that had a decent amount of ancient artifacts pertaining to the cathedral and its history. Overall, the attraction was very educational and truly inspiring from an architectural standpoint. It's an attraction that has personally left me somewhat mesmerized, and based on this, I would definitely add this location to your list of places to visit while in Malaga City. To acquire your tickets beforehand, simply visit the links down below in the description section of this video. Now, if you were to ask a random person to randomly name a few famous artists, there is a good chance that the name Picasso would pop up on that list. Well, at the wishes of Picasso himself, Malaga, Spain has dedicated an entire museum to a large collection of his work. And this is in large part due to the fact that Picasso was actually born in the city of Malaga, Spain, and it's the place where he spent much of his infancy. To see Picasso's wide collection of paintings, sculptures, and ceramics, simply make your way to the famous Museo Picasso Malaga, which is located at the Buena Vista Palace. Now, I must say that on a personal level, I have always found the Cubist style of art to be somewhat unusual. But as I walked through the museum, I became intrigued with the sheer volume of work Picasso produced throughout his 91 years of life. It is estimated that Picasso put out nearly 150,000 pieces of artwork, and a large chunk of that was on display right here in his hometown. Not only this, upon touring the museum, you will notice how calming the space is. The building had qualities of a luxurious villa that had soft natural light spread throughout. Believe it or not, the Buena Vista Palace was built in the 1400s, atop Nazareth Palace, which actually existed prior to the 1400 period. The museum also went the extra mile to preserve and display the archaeological site that can be seen in the basement level of the complex. So there is a tremendous amount of history to discover all on one site. It's also important to note that due to the popularity of the museum, there was an extremely lengthy line to enter, so be sure to acquire your tickets online and allocate a bit of waiting time to enter the facility as part of your scheduling. One of the most expensive pedestrian streets to live on in Malaga City is the Calarios. Here you can find expensive hotels, restaurants, cafes, as well as luxury boutiques to meet a wide variety of shopping needs. the sector itself is distinguished from its surrounding, as the architecture itself seems a little more modern and upscale. Not only this, at night the sector transitions over into spectacle mode as it hosts celebrations, especially during the busy holiday season, where they feature some of the most impressive lighting displays I have ever witnessed. They truly give New York Times Square a run for its money. So I would definitely allocate an afternoon to both window shop and partake in the given festivities in Calarios should you decide to visit Malaga City. Another iconic location in Malaga City is the Moyet Uno, which is situated at the port of Malaga. Here you can easily enjoy a beautiful evening stroll along the Mediterranean Sea while simultaneously having full access to a series of restaurants and boutiques to further meet any shopping needs that you might have. The good thing here is that all of these amenities can also be enjoyed during a scenic clear sky sunset. There are also some on-water boat tours that can be taken to further enjoy the surrounding from a differing perspective. If you walk towards the end of the boardwalk, you will also stumble upon the La Malagueta beach, which gives you a clear shot of the Mediterranean Sea and the adjacent mountains. So, the sector provides many opportunities to soak in the natural beauty of Malaga, Spain, while also enjoying its unique ambiance. Now, this seventh location is one that I highly recommend visiting before leaving the southern region of Spain. From Malaga, the city of Nerja is just a 45-minute scenic drive eastward along the beautiful Mediterranean Sea. Due to the stunning views, the trip on its own will serve as an intriguing activity, but believe it or not, the views that you will encounter at the Nerja Caves will be one that you will take with you for a lifetime. You start off the exhibit by walking through a beautiful garden within which is a monument that commemorates the 5 young men that accidentally stumbled upon the caves, that we know today as the Sala de los Fantasmas, which translates into the Hall of Ghosts. In 1959, curiosity and bravery led the men into a small opening, and after making their way underground, a surprise awaited them that would make them one of the most famous individuals in the city. As I made my way deeper into the cave, I became more impressed with how vast it was. You genuinely get a feeling that you are roaming on a different planet. Tall staircases were required to navigate through the immense open space. It is believed that civilizations from thousands of years ago lived in these hidden quarters. Throughout the caves are wall inscriptions and artwork, which is believed to have been made by these civilizations over 35,000 years ago. It is also believed that the site also served as a burial ground, as tools and human bones were also discovered on site. To put all of this information into perspective, there is also a virtual reality activity that gives you a detailed breakdown of how the caves came to be and how they were used over many years by prehistoric civilizations. The entire exhibit is one that ranks very highly on my list of recommended things to do in southern Spain, as it's both educational and mesmerizing. As a side note, if you don't have access to a personal vehicle to reach the city of Nerja, you can equally arrive to the destination via the local bus network. For more details on this, I will leave links down below in the description section of this video. Another key reason to visit the city of Nerja is to witness its unique charm. I would definitely set aside some time to stroll through its main city center along the Mediterranean Sea, as here you will find beautiful white structures that house a series of gift shops and restaurants that will likely pique your curiosity. The architecture in this sector alone gives the area a very distinguished feel. During our stroll, we stumbled across a small tapas bar by the name of La Tasquita de Sevillano. Here, the menu had a wide variety of traditional Spanish dishes, and because the restaurant was a tapas-style location, you receive a small plate of food with every beverage ordered. This tradition gives you the opportunity to experiment with a wide selection of Spanish dishes. Perhaps the most interesting dish on the menu was the flaming chorizo sausage, which was presented with a small burning flame, which I would imagine added to the flavor of the sausage. With the restaurant being adjacent to the Mediterranean Sea, we could not pass up an order of deep-fried calamari, which truly tasted so satisfying. I can honestly say that some of the best calamari that I have personally tried has come from the southern region of Spain, which may be attributed to the sheer freshness of the seafood. Should you decide to visit, I would also recommend trying the mini burger patty in pepper sauce, as well as the teriyaki chicken plate. For non-meat eating visitors, you will also be happy to know that they feature a vegetarian menu option as well. All in all, La Tasquito de Sevillano is a fantastic restaurant to dive into the Spanish culture from a culinary perspective. When touring around the city of Nerja, you will undoubtedly notice a breathtaking view off of the famous Balcon de Europa. From this elevated vantage point, you will have a wide overlooking view of the shimmering Mediterranean Sea. While there, the strong sea breeze created massive waves that crashed along the adjacent shorelines that features a wide band of beaches. This natural setting produced incredible imagery reminiscent of a Hollywood film. Most would probably go as far as to call it paradise. The platform also featured musicians and performers that also adds to the overall ambiance of the sector. You will be hard-pressed to remove your gaze from this natural beauty. And for me, there is no better way to enjoy and appreciate one of nature's many free gifts. I also hope that this moment can serve as an inspiration to go out and take that trip that you may have been postponing. And with that being said, I want to say thank you for watching this video, and if you enjoyed its content or have taken any type of value from it, be sure to let me know by hitting the like and subscribe buttons so you can also be notified when I do post new content. Also, feel free to leave your comments or questions down below, as I genuinely appreciate your feedback. I hope to see you at the next video, but until then, I hope you travel more and turn that vision into your own reality.